Today we're doing a full face using Rare Beauty. I did already do my eyebrows. I'll show you those products, but let's get into it. So I was sent these brow products, so I had to do a TikTok on them, so I didn't film it over here for you guys. I filmed it on TikTok, but I have the Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Precise Pencil in soft black, and then I also have their Positive Lifting Gel. This I was not sure if I was going to like, for the simple fact I need a super strong hold brow gel. This isn't anything like the NYX, the brow glue, but it definitely has some hold and it dries completely clear. So far, I'm liking the brows. Now, my complexion products here, I bought online on Sephora. So I'm not sure about these shade matches. They could be absolutely horrendous. So we're gonna get into that next. I also did not pick up the primer just for the simple fact I have enough primers as is right now. I don't need to add another one. I also did not grab the setting spray. I have too many. I don't need another one. Let's go ahead and start with foundation. This is their, it just says foundation on here. I have the shade 130N. She looks a little light. We're gonna find out. And the reviews on this are very mixed. So we're gonna see what I think. It's gonna be light. It's gonna be light, but it's fine. It is absolutely fine. At least it's not too dark. We can fix this. And it's not too bad. And it's a neutral undertone, so we should be fine. It is like very, it feels almost oily going on the skin. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. And then I always use a sponge to blend out my foundations. That is my preferred method. That's pretty. Yeah, trying to do foundation matches online is not always easy. I know Sephora has their shade match finder. For some reason, all the foundations that I tried typing in my shade for, it said there was no match for it in the Rare Beauty one. So I took a guess and we're looking a little ghostly. And if you think this is light, I got the concealer to match the foundation. So this is 130N. We're gonna be very, very ghostly until we get bronzer on. Very ghosty. Obviously, we're gonna make this work. Hopefully, this has some coverage at least. And if it doesn't, that might not exactly be its fault since I picked such a light shade. Again, did not mean to. Matching online is not always the easiest. So we're just going to hope for the best. Honestly, it's not bad coverage, even with it being a super light shade on me. It's not bad coverage. For bronzer, we're gonna use the Happy Soul bronzer stick. I love this. I have used this so many times and I feel like this product virtually never runs out, which is great because I haven't had to replace it yet. I'm gonna be sad the day I do have to replace it though. But at least I know once I do have to replace it, it's gonna last a while. And I am doing a little more bronzer than I normally would just because the face is very light. Like I said, I'm going a little harder on the bronzer today just to fix up the shade match situation. Again, when you buy things online, it's not always the best shade match for you. And that was the first time trying both the foundation and the concealer. So let's move into another product I know I love, the liquid blushes, and I have the shade Worth. This is my favorite out of the three I have. I have this one, Happy, and Joy. But Worth is the one I use the absolute most. And then I do not have eyeshadow from them because all they have is these eyeshadow sticks and I'm not a big fan of eyeshadow sticks. So I am going to take a little bit of the cream bronzer and a crease brush and just do that. And then we're going to add highlighter later. And this gives us a little something on the eyes so they're not bare. And it's very cohesive with the rest of the face. Now we're going to try this setting powder. It is called, it just says setting powder in the shade Light. Again, have not tried this, so we're gonna see how this goes. I'm already having some thoughts. This is very like pink. I thought it was gonna be like translucent. It's very pink. We're just gonna try it. It is very brightening, which is nice. And it doesn't look super pink once it's on the skin. Interesting. Even after using the setting powder all over my face, you can still see a bit of that glow in my cheeks. So I'm not mad at this. It's mattifying without being super drying. Then I do have this black liner from them. It is called Perfect Strokes Longwear Gel Eyeliner in True Black. This is one of those pencils. Be careful of how much you twist it up because it does not twist back down. It only goes up, not back down. So be very careful. And it is super black and creamy. So it kind of just smudges easily as well. So be careful of that. I am also just smudging this underneath a little bit. I'm just using my finger very gently to do this, just so we have a little something extra to this look. And this being a smaller eyeliner, I am just using this on my upper lash line as well. Give us a little more. It's smoky, it's smudgy, it's messy, and I love it. And then of course, we're going to use the highlighter in the shade Exhilarate. You guys know how much I love this. Like, I don't think you're ready. Taking that same highlighter on a smaller brush, I'm using this on the inner corner. And of course, wrapping it down here as well. Just really bringing that light to the eyes. Give the look a little something since we do not have eyeshadow. Our foundation concealer is not a good match for our skin. Like, you gotta take the wins where you can. And a good eyebrow highlight and inner corner highlight will fix it. Normally I would do mascara before my lips, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the lips now. I have When They're New glosses in Dazzle. This is such a beautiful color. I was thinking about picking up a lip liner, but I have too many as is. I cannot justify picking up an eyeliner, a lip liner, when I have that many at the moment. So I'm gonna try this without any lip liner. I'm gonna pull in a lip liner, I think. But let's go ahead and move to mascara. This is the only one they have at the moment. It is the, it don't even say on here. I think it's like Perfect Strokes mascara or something. I have had this before in the past. I had a mini, but this is obviously the full size. I did get sent this, so I do have to do a video over on TikTok for it, but I will do one eye with you guys. So we're going to curl the lashes first off. Nice and curled. And then we're gonna go ahead and add a couple coats of this mascara. And I already bumped my eyelid because of course I did. But I do remember this being a pretty good mascara. Nothing like crazy, but it was pretty good. I did have the mini and I used that completely up. Yeah, it's not bad. There's some length, there's some volume, there's separation. My lashes look really black. I like it. And after that crazy adventure, here's the full face of Rare Beauty. This is a more natural look. I did go ahead and add lip liner to go with the gloss because that is too light of a gloss to just leave it on its own, for me anyway. And then I did do 2 coats of the mascara. I did have to comb out my lashes because they were getting a little chunky monkey, but that is completely fine. I really like how this came out. It kind of reminds me of my L'Oreal look, not gonna lie. But our next brand, it's not gonna be a natural look whatsoever. So definitely take your guesses now in the comments on which brand I am going to do next for my full face series, because it's gonna be a banger for sure. But I am really happy with how this turned out. The concealer is one of those that needs to be set or it will crease. I did go ahead and set it. Everything feels very soft under here. It's not dry or crepey. The powder feels really nice on the skin. It's very silky. Of course, the blush, bronzer, highlighter, already love. Eyeliner, already love. The lip gloss is really nice. The brows are actually staying in place quite nicely, so I'm liking that. And the foundation, I feel like wouldn't be bad if I had the correct shade. Obviously, we made it work, but I need a better shade. But that was it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like any kind of makeup content, definitely like and subscribe because that's what I do over here. Especially if you love the series, like and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.